three. If I'm,
Yep, now we're live, Nick. The struggle is real.
yeah, it certainly is.
So I will tell you that tonight I have a few bonus surprises just for you.
Oh, good, good. I don't know how I
I don't know what is going
feel
on.
about that,
I don't know
but
what the struggle is real over here. And you know
well,
what, Nick, it's such a real night full of surprises that you know what
I don't know what.
the graphics team told me that they want us to get right to it today.
Okay,
So, guess what, Nick? It's time for the opening credits.
good, good. I'm glad we're doing these actually at the
Yeah,
opening
yeah, yeah,
now.
yeah. The struggle is that real, right?
Yeah, well, no, it's less real actually.
5.
Welcome to Funny is Part of My Name, a podcast about math and Korean culture. For information about our podcast,
Okay.
please visit our new website at www.funnypodcastdetroit.com.
And look at her. She's like,
Yeah, she's
doing
really
some cleaning
getting
there.
after it with
Yeah.
the rubber gloves and everything.
Yeah, although the keyboard doesn't really match the monitor there.
Well, wow, look at this one. Wearing the mask while doing the cleanup.
I mean,
That must
why
be some
not?
intense cleanup. Do you
Well,
think perhaps that this one that she's
엔드 나우
using
히어
harsh
아유
chemicals?
오스트 프로페서 승찬
well, you know
앤드니
what, Nick?
하하하.
I did happen to bring a mask with me tonight.
Good, good. I heard there was a reason for that. I've come prepared with
Although, like
some of my own.
I will say that this mask right here, I would say, wouldn't you say that this one doesn't seem to really fit me that well?
You know, is that a fabric based one?
It is.
You know, I've noticed a lot of the fabric ones, although they are certainly more fashionable, that they do tend to be very ill-fitting as a whole, which is unfortunate.
You know, one thing that I have the issue with when it comes to masks is I can't really drink anything with the mask on.
Well, nor can anyone. I mean, it does require temporary removal in order to consume anything.
Well, this is a very particularly loose-fitting mask.
Well, it looks loose-fitting, and it also looks like it takes on kind of the traditional shortcoming that I find with a lot of these fabric ones is that it's not deep enough from top to bottom. So it's either securely under your chin, but then it's falling off the bridge of the nose, or if you lift it up properly over the nose, then it's starting to creep up the chin.
Well, there was my Pistons mask.
Okay.
And so, well, I think Lisa might be watching tonight. So Lisa is a big Red Wings fan. And so I have this, you know, I want to be supportive of everyone, right?
Sure.
So here's my Red Wings mask.
Okay.
This one was made by the same person, but you see, like this one fits a little bit better.
Yes, this one looks a little snugger. It looks like it has a little more overall coverage. It's not great, but it does look better than the Pistons one.
Yeah, I will say that, but you know, like I will say, you know, like I did say I didn't want to leave any teams out, so I have a Lions mask.
Okay.
So
yeah, that one.
This one I do like because it fits a little bit closer to my face.
It does, but this one actually looks like it's not quite wide enough. Like it doesn't go laterally as far as you might. I mean, I suppose it depends on, you know, the shape of an individual's face.
Well, I mean, like I would say as a Korean, Nick, that I feel like I tend to have a wider face.
Likewise here. Yes.
So I think that's a reasonable statement to make. Right?
Yeah.
So,
but for someone with a smaller face, it might have, you know, ample coverage.
You know, I don't actually. Wait a second. Maybe I do have a Tiger's mask somewhere. Oh, I do have one that has been banned because it has vents in it.
Well, I don't think that's isn't. Well, I guess what's the purpose of this mask since it has the venting in it?
It's just that it's just that it has vents in it.
Oh, I mean, is it meant to be
You don't seem
well,
impressed.
is it meant to be a COVID protection mask or
Well,
is it
not
like one of those?
necessarily, but like I do think that given that some people would like a little bit of protection, but may have issues with like their breathing, that this is better than nothing, right?
So, well, yeah, it's better than nothing. But so what you're wearing now seems to be more reminiscent of
A gas
like
mask.
that or like those training masks that a lot of athletes are
Well,
seen
okay.
wearing now to help like get up your oxygen levels.
This one is actually a Korean fabric mask.
Now that looks like the best fitting one thus far that you've put
Well,
on
yeah,
tonight.
because it's Korean and it's wide enough.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's large enough on both the vertical and the horizontal direction. It seems to be snug enough fitting.
There's that one, and then I'll say that this one is a little bit of a joke because see what I mean? It's a little bit too large.
Yeah, so that one looks like it's just a little bit cumbersome because
Well,
around the eyes, it's a little invasive.
This one I actually designed myself. I think you'll
yes, I have seen
this character, Nick.
Yes.
And actually this mask I think you can still buy on my website. So
good. I mean, that one looks to be very, very
the Mimuhan mask.
It seems to be very, very well fitting.
Like I think that I took this picture myself of my favorite dog in the world.
Okay.
Even though he's not really a real dog, but
and I think, John, it's probably a good little disclaimer as we're going through this to let the audience know that you don't need to be wearing a mask right now because you are at home by yourself.
Well, yes, and that is.
Oh, you're right. Because
that's absolutely true, Nick. You're absolutely right. I did not point that out that I'm at home, but I will say that doesn't necessarily mean that I even though I am home by myself right now, that I wouldn't wear a mask while at home if, say, perhaps I have my window open and I knew that my neighbor was walking by.
All right. I mean, that seems a little bit intensive.
But well, I mean, like you never, right? I mean, it's possible. So I designed this one myself also.
Good.
So it's a math mask.
Okay.
And these are for sale also.
Now these are all fabric ones though, right, John?
Yeah, this one is still fabric, but I have some other ones that are sort of exciting in here. Oh, you know what? I will say, even though this isn't one of my favorites, that I will rep Theater Mew for
John. How come when you put a lot of these on, they're lower on your left side?
Well,
is that intentional, or
you know what, Nick? All I can say is maybe my face is crooked, but you can't tell under the mask.
That's true. It does help to conceal.
So there you go. But Theater Mew is an Asian theater company based out of Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Okay.
So I would say that if you're in that area, go see a show from them. They have some in-person shows. I love Asian theater. So there is a point to this. You already know that, Nick. But oh, by the way, I will say that this is actually one of my favorite fabric masks because it's I like the color and it's sort of light.
Okay.
It's from AKA in New York when I went with Angela to the 25th anniversary celebration.
Okay, very good.
So, you know what, Nick? You want to know exactly why I brought up this issue of the mask tonight and wanted to show everyone the mask?
I don't know yet, but as you said, there is
to know. Oh, but
there's a
first,
point.
I want to tell everyone what I'm drinking tonight.
Oh, wow, look at this. Okay, well, I'm interested.
Yes, it's the world's best house margarita, and Stuart would agree with me because I've already had a jumbo one tonight earlier.
Oh, good.
So about an hour ago with Stuart. And
now, is what you have in the bottle already alcoholic?
Yes, and so it's the equivalent. It looks like a small bottle, but it's the equivalent of one jumbo margarita from the restaurant.
Well, I suppose once you add the
So,
ice in the normal margarita glass, that fills
and
it.
I don't have a normal margarita glass, so I'm using a Stein.
It's close.
And
I
I
think.
think that the Germans can still appreciate a good margarita, wouldn't you say, Nick?
I hope so.
Oh my.
Is it as good as at the restaurant?
Well, you know what? I definitely will say it's not as good as at the restaurant, because at the restaurant,
They salt the rim.
well, I do have margarita salt in the other room, but I will also say that tonight is not the night for that, Nick.
No.
No,
Okay. Well,
no.
can't be every night. All right.
Yeah,
fair.
it can't be every night. Why not?
Okay.
It really can't be every night, can it? But that's okay. Now, what I will say is that, oops, I have to check the timer, because in about 4 minutes and 30 seconds, something unexpected will happen, Nick.
Well, if you're knowing it's going to happen, is it really that unexpected?
Well, no, I unexpected for you, so I'll drink to that.
Okay, that's all right. I mean, I do know something's going to happen now because you've announced it. I don't know what it is, but I do know that there's
So it's
something.
still unexpected.
I don't think unexpected is the right word at this point, because you've made me aware there is something. Maybe unknown is probably the right word.
You know what I did, Nick? I asked Mr. Miguel's for some chips to go, and they gave them to me.
Okay.
So
what's so earth-shattering about that? I mean, you placing an order and you ask for something. Why would they not give them to you?
It's that, like, I ate all my chips there and I asked for extra chips just because, but I don't know.
Oh, you actually went physically.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. Look at that seasoning on the chip.
Yeah.
So they have some of the best chip seasoning I've ever had.
I can attest to that.
Now, oh my. Oh my. Isn't this making you hungry, Nick?
No, not really, because I ate pretty heartily earlier, so I'm pretty well
Nick,
satisfied. I mean, I would be nice to have a few chips, like a handful, but I don't really need them that badly.
While we're waiting for your unexpected surprise,
John, you're very much out of focus right now.
Well, that's okay, Nick.
No, it's really not.
I'll drink to that.
Okay, no, it refocused. Okay, no, okay, now we're good.
The struggle is real.
It was for a moment.
And I actually don't know why there's lines going through the camera again.
What do you mean lines?
You don't see them?
I mean, I see a little bit of it almost looks like haze flowing through. Oh, the fan is, okay, I know.
No, I realized that I think if I hold my hands up, it helps, but I actually realized it may have been the fan.
It was the fan and the light.
So I think you gave the audience a little bit of fake news, Nick.
Okay.
Because you said I was home by myself, but I had the fan with me.
I don't think that qualifies as another living object or being.
Well, I mean, like,
not alive.
It's like those horror movies, Nick, like where sometimes.
Oh, fan death. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's like the horror movies. So
all right, that's fair.
Technically be alone at home with the fan.
Sure. All right.
Yep. Okay. So, Nick, while we're waiting for this unexpected event here,
okay,
I'd like to tell you that after you complained about Hangman last week,
I thought we're not calling it that anymore.
But after, well, maybe I should say not a complaint, but after you voiced your concern about Hangman, I had another audience member voice their concern about Don't Break the Car.
Okay.
Because some people aren't as fortunate as us, Nick, and they don't have a car to break.
Well, I don't. I mean, so is the only grounds here is that if one has a car, then that person has a car to break.
Well,
I mean, I have a car, but I don't want it broken.
Well, all I'm saying is it could be seen as insensitive to people who don't have cars.
Okay. I mean, I suppose
So-
you can make that argument about whatever you're going to call the game.
Wait a second. I don't think you could hear that. Oh no, Nick, did you hear that? Nick?
Unfortunately, yeah, it's really obnoxious,
Oh,
but yes.
do you know what that sound is, Nick?
It sounded like some sort of explosion.
Well, yes. And as I mentioned to you, let me share this with our audience tonight. The graph that was shared with me by one of our listeners during the past week. And so here it is. Have you seen this before, Nick?
Not this one specifically, but I have seen different evidence and whatnot that cloth masks are not as protective as other masks.
So now tonight we're going to assume that you are the infected person, Nick, and I'm the person who is not infected.
Okay.
So if we're both not wearing masks, and so that's this little corner in the top left, then when that bomb noise went off, that's when you would have infected me because we both were not wearing masks, because that was the 15-minute point from the beginning of the show.
Right. And obviously this is contingent on us being in close enough proximity for that. So like maybe if, as an example, we were driving in a car together without being face covered.
Well, yes, but
I mean, obviously if we're several miles away the way we are now, there is zero chance of us infecting each other.
Well, that's true, but assuming though that
we're in close enough proximity.
We were in close enough proximity for that to occur, then I would be infected right now.
Okay.
So now,
if you think about it, that's actually a rather long time.
Well, and I feel like this is where some of the confusion has occurred, because when the pandemic first began, people didn't know as much. And so we were told like 5 minutes, right? And then I heard 10 minutes and now it's 15. But
well, how about this one, John? If we're both outside, even if we are right next to each other, if you are upwind of me, you're not going to get infected. But
what I want to look at is this corner right down here in the bottom right. That's a 25 hours. Can you believe that, Nick?
I mean, at that rate, you might as well just start talking less about the amount of time and more about, what are the percent chances of actually contracting it from somebody else.
But you know what my real issue is? Like, and this isn't that I'm saying that we're promoting masks or not, but all I'm saying, and this is why I want to do this tonight, Nick, is if you are going to wear a mask about your business and go about your business, there's smart ways to go about your business with the mask on, and there's not as smart ways. So why, waste your time on a cheap mask that doesn't fit right if it isn't going to give you the protection that you think it's going to give, right?
Well, the cheap part isn't necessarily true, because some of these like cloth ones are rather expensive, all things considered.
Oh, but I would say that 25 hours won't work for me anyway, Nick, because there's no way I'm giving up my soju for 25 hours.
What does that have to do with it?
Well, I mean, I have is this what they call double fisting, Nick?
It is, yes.
Well, that's okay because it's Monday.
Okay. Is that blueberry?
Oh, yeah, a blueberry.
Okay.
And I have my weekly banana.
Oh, it's not daily? I thought it's only weekly.
Well, weekly on the show.
Oh, but you eat more than one a week?
Yeah, I eat 2 a day.
Oh, okay.
So there we have it. I have my snacks, I have my soju, and I could not go 25 hours wearing a mask. But you know what got me
How about even just 25 hours being that close to any one person? Like 25 consecutive hours. Like when have you like in recent history, when have you ever done that?
Well, when I was born, I think I spent like a few months like
I said
really
in recent history.
Well, are you saying I'm really old, Nick?
Yes.
That's fairly recent to me. I'll drink
Yes.
to that.
We'll say in your adult life.
Well, Nick, I don't give any trade secrets out over the air.
Nor should you. That's why they're trade secrets.
Then why are you trying to get me exposed? This is unbelievable. So
It's just what I do.
now, as our audience hopefully saw from the chart, if you missed it, that's okay. We'll summarize here. The next step up from nothing is a cloth mask. And then after that, there's these like disposable surgical type mask, right?
Is that just like the typical pleated paper one?
You know what my issue with this is I never know which side it's supposed to go. And I was told by somebody the blue side is supposed to go as in or out, right?
I've always been told the blue side is the exterior.
So since I'm colorblind, this is a piece of junk to me. But you can see that.
But red-green color blindness doesn't impact blue and white. Plus, even if you are colorblind to blue somehow, you can still decipher what is white.
So what I will say, Nick, is that even when I tried to rip this mask, without giving it, as much effort as I could, it still isn't the hardest to rip, right?
Well, I mean, it takes a little bit of gusto to rip one. I mean, they're not indestructible by any means, but I mean, they don't just rip and tear at will.
Well, like, is this how I'm supposed to wear it, Nick?
Yes, please wear it like that.
Well,
like a bonnet, please.
Yeah, like a bonnet.
Yes.
No, I don't think that's how it works, Nick.
Okay, well.
But I will say that, like if anyone needs any of these, let me know and I'll ship some directly to you.
Yeah, I have more than enough of those. I have other better ones that I prefer to wear, but
because
over the last 2 years I collected plenty of.
Got these disposable Korean masks.
Wait, what style are those?
They're the same ones as the last one, but
okay.
It really doesn't fit that well, honestly, because I can feel like the air getting in behind here.
Right. Yeah. Depending on how the pleats line up with the side of one's face, it
very disappointing.
Well, I mean, they're just inexpensive, mass-produced masks, so I mean, it's better obviously than nothing. But
so you're saying I'm cheap and I didn't splurge for the good ones, Nick?
Precisely.
Well, you know what? I can't even drink to that because I have the mask on. So I'm kind of glad that I'm inside by myself, so I can drink to that.
Oh, wait, you just said you're not by yourself because the fan is there.
Well, no, because I turned the fan off, so it's gone.
Oh, well, it's not gone. It's still there. It's just not operating right now.
Where did you get this information from?
Well, I didn't see you removing the fan, and I still see the fan drawstring or draw.
No, Nick.
Still dangling.
I don't know why the camera, for some reason, can't see me.
Well, it can. It's just not focusing on you. It's focusing on something.
This is unbelievable.
It's focusing much closer.
Well, I don't know. What do you think it is? Like, I can't do anything about this.
There we go.
Well, the struggle is real.
Well, what can I say? I think you just need to figure out how to work your audiovisual equipment.
I was told this is a professional camera, and they lied.
Are you a professional photographer? or
Well, I
videographer?
technically am, but
What does that mean? I think you need to explain that for the
I'm
audience.
a self-proclaimed professional, Nick.
Oh, well.
I'll drink to that.
Sure, of course.
So, Nick, here are the best of the best that I own.
Yeah, similarly, I have my own.
Oh, see, you know what, Nick? Wait a second. I will say that, oh, you know what? I used to have one of that brand, but right now I have the Easy Well, and then I have some of the Glow Cap ones, and I have a few of the Caron ones, and I have one TSG, but for some reason this said Fresh Guard safety mask on it.
Fresh Guard safety. Okay.
But it's never smelled like a flower in it when I put it on my face.
Oh, it's supposed to be scented?
I don't know, but I'll drink to that.
Okay.
You know what, Nick?
Yes.
Maybe I could go 25 hours in a mask if one of them was at least soju scented.
See, I feel that would be worse because then it would just be tempting you the entire time, but it would still be blocking you from actually having soju.
You know what? No.
I suppose you could feed a straw up.
That's not how it works, Nick. Because what I would do is I would drink like 5 bottles of soju right beforehand, so I would be knocked out for most of the 25 hours.
Until you throw up into the mask, and then you have barf inside the mask that's still attached to your face.
That's not how it works, Nick. But okay. I have good news.
All right.
So, right after the break, Nick, guess what?
I have no idea.
Well, I can't believe this. I thought that you would have expected this by now, Nick. But we're going to play our new word game.
Do we have a name for it?
Oh, yes. It will be revealed right after the break, Nick.
Okay. Excellent.
See, isn't that called a cliffhanger?
Yes.
What a time to be alive. Oh, do you know what this is for?
What's with the chocolate sauce here?
Well, you know that it is National Bittersweet Chocolate Day?
I did not know that. I also heard it is Oysters Rockefeller Day.
Yes, but who really likes oysters? Oysters are awful, Nick. And sometimes Rockefellers are awful.
What do you mean Rockefeller? What? I don't even know how to interpret that.
All right, Nick. So here it is. It's time for our new game. Okay. And we're not using anything that hopefully we're not using anything that could be deemed offensive.
I hope not either, but you never
know.
Now,
audience, if you deem our new game offensive, let us know in the live chat.
Or if you deem John offensive.
Well, if you deem me offensive, email us at funnypodcastdetroit@gmail.com.
I expect a lot of emails. There should be a lot of emails then.
What do you mean? I don't think I'm offensive.
Well, that's not for you to decide.
The struggle is real. Oh. So here it is, Nick. Are you ready?
No, I'm ready enough.
All right, there we go. So here is the new game, and it is called. Now you can guess what it is, Nick, but here. What do you think that is?
An oval?
Oh, close enough. And then you have that. And then you have this. And then,
What are we playing, charades here? Or?
well, I don't know what to say, but then
Is this like a really bad game of Pictionary? I don't.
no, I will say that this is the well,
It's a gremlin, or is it a Yoda with its ears propped up, or what?
now this is called "Don't Let the Unidentified Object Fall Through the Hole."
Okay.
And so this can't be offensive to anyone because it's an unidentified object.
All right. I mean, that's pretty unidentifiable to me because I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, so don't let the unidentified object fall through the hole. Wouldn't you say that can't be offensive, Nick?
I don't know. It depends on what someone perceives that object to be.
Well, what do you think it is?
It sort of looks like a very poorly drawn sea turtle.
Well, that's not what it is, but I can't tell you what it is either because
I know.
it's unidentified.
I know. All right. Okay.
So, are you ready for your unidentified
wait.
word, Nick?
I don't understand how this game works, though.
Well, so then I will say that the unidentified object have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces to it.
Okay.
And so for every missed guess, one of the pieces will be removed, and therefore the object will be one step closer to falling through the hole.
But I think when you get to the end, so in the end, so wait.
No, so you got, I'm going to give you a one step disadvantage. And so that part of the piece, unidentified object, already fell through the hole.
Even though it's being blocked by the large piece in the center?
No.
So now it's just floating in space?
No, it's suspended by strings.
Suspended or being held up? I think you're working the opposite direction of gravity there.
Well, you know what, Nick? I'm not an expert in gravity.
I know you're not.
So there you go, Nick.
You're a math professor, not a science professor.
The struggle is real. Rachel, that's a good idea. DLTUOFTTH. The struggle is not real, Nick.
Can I just forfeit right now?
Well, no, because you don't even know what the word is.
I'm aware of that. I'm conceding right now.
Here's the word, Nick. Are you ready?
No.
So, blank, blank, blank. And remember, I told you it would be 11 letters long this week.
Yeah. Same rule that if there are doubles of letters, I have to guess more than once.
No, I'll give them to you as a freebie this week.
So any letter that has a multiple occurrence, if I guess that letter, you're going to fill in all the occurrences?
Yes. So what's your first guess, Nick?
E.
So I'll tell you there are no E's. So
really,
another piece of the unidentified object has fallen through the hole.
Okay. A.
Well, I will tell you there are no A's. So there's another piece.
O.
Well, Nick, it's your lucky day. There are two O's. So O and O, but another piece still falls through the hole.
How did you come to that?
Well, just because that's the name of the game.
Oh, all right. I'm going to guess a Q.
Well, so close, Nick. It's over for you.
Oh, boy. What a heartbreak.
Yeah, the object has fallen through the hole.
Wait, what about the pieces of string?
Well, those aren't part of the object, Nick.
Oh, no. Okay. All right. Well,
So, audience, are there any guesses on what this word might be? I don't know what to say, Nikki. I thought that you would have a better guess than this.
no, I don't.
Well, this word here is, well, what can I say, Nick?
I don't know. Just say the word.
It is, you know, like
What is that face? Are you?
I'm trying to actually describe what the word is.
Are you being possessed by a demon? Like,
Well, I could be. So
based on that face you just
M-O-N
made.
Well, yeah, but I'm partially demonstrating the word, Nick.
Okay.
So
All right.
M-O-N-T, and I'm not part of the National Spelling Bee, but I-C-U-L-O-U-S. Monticulous.
I've heard the word before, but I don't know what it means. What does it mean?
Well, Nick, what this word means is that you're having low rising mounds or protrusions. So like something sticking out of my face like this.
I don't know if that's something sticking out of your face. I think that's just your face having a mind of its own.
Well, you know what? Would you say that a protrusion could be like the margarita like protruding into my cheeks while I'm drinking it?
No, because a protrusion does not go into anything. It comes out of things.
Well, Nick.
Fortunately enough, you are a math professor, not an English composition or literature professor.
That's my whole thing is that if the margarita inside of my mouth is pushing my cheek closer to the other person, then it's a protrusion.
In that rare event, sure. I'll give you that.
Wait, why would you say that's a rare event?
That just doesn't seem like a very likely occurrence.
Well, I think it's very likely, Nick.
Okay, well.
But you know what that means, right?
Time for a break.
Well, what that means, Nick, is that next week your word will be 12 letters long.
Okay. Well.
So now let me just give. Well, I was going to to reveal the word of the next week to the audience, but the word is so outrageous. I don't know if I can even say it.
Well, why would you say it if you're still going to use it as the word next week?
Well, because you won't remember it by next week anyway, Nick.
Except for the fact this is recorded and I can look back.
I don't think that you. When have you ever done your homework before the show, Nick?
Well, it's a little different when I know the answer to the homework is in the previous episode.
Well, maybe the truth is always out there, Nick.
I mean, that's technically right.
Nick, I don't think that you got the X-Files reference.
Oh, I understood it.
I don't think so. I don't think that that's part of your your pop culture knowledge.
Okay, well, what can I tell you?
Okay, then what is your favorite X-Files episode?
The first one,
Really?
the pilot,
Why the first one?
because it's the first. It's what hooked everybody initially.
Really?
Yes.
I like I don't.
And by that I mean the first one of the original, not the reboot.
Right, but I can't say that was my favorite episode though.
Okay.
Like,
Well, you
oddly enough,
you didn't ask me about which was your favorite. You asked
well,
about which was
yes,
my
but
favorite.
I still can't believe that was your favorite episode. Like my favorite was probably it was one from the, oddly enough, it it was the 200th episode.
Okay.
Do you remember which one that was?
No.
All right, audience. If you, whoever is the first audience member tonight in the live chat to jog Nick's memory about what the 200th episode of the original run of the X-Files was, will win tonight's prize.
Oh, what is the prize?
Well, Nick, I will say it is a mask,
What?
but it's a
What
very
type?
special mask, and I'm not reviewing it on the air.
Oh, wow. So some suspense.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh. So we have audience members who think you might be an alien, Nick, and I agree with them.
I mean, that's a fair assumption.
What? I why would you admit to that, Nick? I just because, Nick,
I didn't say it's right or wrong. I just said it's a fair assumption.
I'm giving you minus 500 points, Nick.
Okay. Oh, fine. Negative 500. That's not that bad.
Yep.
Nothing compared to what you've deducted in the past.
Yes. So all I will say is that this episode was of the X-Files was one of my favorites because it because of the Brady Bunch part.
Okay. Well, I don't know what episode this is, so there's no correlation to anything for me.
So I knew I could pull it out of you, Nick, that you're not really an X-Files fan.
I never said that I was. I'm not.
This is unbelievable.
Okay. Well, can we cut the break?
So Jeff is watching tonight, and so I said, Jeff asked about what the word is that he missed, and so here it is, Nick. It is now. It's razzmatazz. What is it? Razzmatazz.
Okay.
No, that's not what it is. Razzmatazz. Yes. So that's next week's word, Nick. You know what razzmatazz is?
No.
So that is RAZZMATAZZES. Razzmatazz.
I remember when I was a kid, there was an ice cream called Razzmatazz Berry.
Well,
Actually, it was pretty good. I wish it would be brought back.
No, they're never bringing it back, Nick, because they don't want you to have that childhood memory ever again.
I can tell.
Wait, can you really?
Yeah.
So you never told our audience what your favorite type of chocolate is in honor of National Bittersweet Chocolate Day.
Oh, probably Probably white chocolate because I'm not a huge chocolate fan.
I really, I don't even know.
Or I like orange chocolate. It's like milk chocolate with an orange taste to it, an orange essence.
So I really, is there really if anyone sees the confused look on my face
about what?
I'm really not even sure if there's white bittersweet chocolate, Nick. I don't think that actually exists.
You asked what my favorite chocolate is, not what my favorite bittersweet chocolate is.
Well, Nick, you ruined National Bittersweet Chocolate Day for me.
I don't care. I'm not much of a chocolate fan, so it does not matter.
Who eats orange chocolate?
I do if it's available, but I don't seek it out.
This is unbelievable. I'm out of margarita now.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess I can have my soju cocktail, right?
Yeah.
Can I just put it in the same margarita glass, or do you think that's a bit dangerous?
No, I think that's okay.
I don't know if I can trust you because you might be an alien.
That's a fair concern.
The truth is out there.
Somewhere it is.
Something seems wrong.
Well, can I tell you?
Okay, so now, Nick, we haven't done this in a while, but I have some in our final segment of the evening of the show. I have some news from Korea.
We have not done that in a while, and I think it's good that we're getting back to it.
So, Nick, now I do think that this is interesting. Did you have you heard of Korean trap music?
No.
Really? What do you think Korean trap music is?
I have not a clue.
So, I will say that Korean trap music is more of, I guess I can't even explain it to you since you don't know, because I feel like you would, it appears to me like you would be the type of person that would really enjoy it.
Okay.
Actually, no.
Then why don't you play a demo for us?
Do you think I really have a demo?
Like a YouTube video.
Okay, let's see. Korean trap music. Now, what I will say is that it's more of these days a mix of EDM and K-pop. Although
okay,
it started more in the 80s, and although, you know what? I don't think I'm going to play a YouTube video of this, Nick, because 2 of the top 10 results were North Korean trap music.
Okay.
And so I'm a little bit worried about what some of these might actually be.
All right. Well, then
when we listen to them.
Okay.
North Korean trap music.
Then don't play it. What do you want me to tell you?
What do you think that is, Nick? Like North Korean trap music? It sounds like a trap to me.
It could be, yeah. It could be spam. I don't know. Possibly.
A spam. Would you listen to spam?
I don't even know what that means. To listen to spam?
Well, Nick, yeah, you know what? Just for you, next week, I'll prepare a remix of one of my spam voicemails I've received so that you can see, or at least you must see, but hear what it would sound like to listen to spam.
Okay.
So I'm going to remix one of my spam voicemails because I have a few saved from a company that's been spamming me legally that I've been saving so that I can report them for illegal spamming.
Okay.
I will turn those spam voicemails into spam music.
Okay, great.
I'm all choked up, Nick, about the spam music.
Yeah.
It's so exciting. I'm going to drink to it.
Okay, good. You deserve it.
Like, what do you think? Here, can you give me a beat, Nick?
No, I'm not.
You don't know any beats, do you?
I just don't feel like it.
I knew it. You have no rhythm.
Well, what can I say?
But you know what, Nick?
Yes.
This all came up because now the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I saw an article this week that talked about the rise of Korean trap music, and so I thought that this might be of interest to some of our audience.
Okay.
But you don't seem so impressed.
No. I mean, I don't know what it is yet. So how can I be?
Well, what's wrong with you, Nick? The struggle is
Excuse
real.
me. It was for a moment there. Yeah.
Well, I might have to put on my mask to protect myself from your sneezing.
It couldn't hurt.
Yep, because I felt it all across town.
It happens.
Like the ground just shook over here.
It happens.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Unbelievable. All right,
Yeah.
Nick. So now I will say that there's some interesting news. So did you know that Squid Game star Oh Young-soo became the first actor from Korea to win a Golden Globe?
I did see that. Yes, for supporting actor. Yes.
Now, you know what? I really hate articles that start out with warning: the following contains spoilers for those who have not finished Squid Game season 1, because personally I haven't seen Squid Games, and I don't plan on watching Squid Game, and so I really don't care if I spoil it for people. I'm not going to, but I don't care if I did.
Okay.
Have you seen it, Nick?
No.
Are you planning to watch?
No.
Well, is it because you don't have Netflix?
I mean, I guess technically yes, but even if I had Netflix, I wasn't planning to watch it.
Do you have any TV shows that you've been watching lately, Nick?
No, I'm not a big TV series watcher.
Unbelievable. I don't know what to say.
All right. You don't have to say anything.
But I'm surprised that you even knew what Squid Game is.
Well, I'm up to speed with a few things here and there.
A few things here and there.
Yeah, not many, but every now and then.
What's one thing that you would like to be up to speed on, Nick, that you're not?
How Bob Saget passed away.
Well, Nick, why would you want to be up to speed on that?
It's just somebody I remember from my adolescent years on television, and I did go see his stand-up a handful of years ago.
See did you enjoy his stand-up?
I did, yes.
So what I will say, Nick, is that, well, it is kind of sad that Bob Saget is no longer with us. But
yeah, I mean, you never want to see
but
someone
because
go.
you don't have Netflix, Nick, you didn't get to see him in Fuller House.
No, but it's all right. I've seen plenty of original Full House, and that was the
But you
classic.
haven't seen Fuller House.
That's fine. I don't care.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, well, what
So
do you want me to tell you?
So would you consider watching Fuller House now to honor Bob's memory?
No.
Poor Bob. What can I say?
Well, hopefully he's doing well in the afterlife.
Well, I suspect that he is because I already gave him a job.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I gave Bob a job.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
yeah, I made sure that he wouldn't get robbed.
Good for you.
Yeah. Isn't that great, Nick?
It is. It is. It's
Yeah,
very,
so
very kind of you.
I take care of all the people who have taken care of me, like Bob.
Okay.
It seems like the least you could do, Nick, for all that Bob has done for you is to watch Fuller House.
Well, maybe in due time I'll get around to it, but not right now.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, well.
Well, on that sad note, Nick, it's time for your final joke of the week.
Oh, good. Good.
Wait, why is that good?
Because I don't have to worry about making any more this week.
Well, you know what, Nick? Maybe that's a bunch of fake news too.
Could be.
Because
Tough to tell.
What happens, Nick, if Bob comes back from his grave and haunts you until you make more jokes later in the week?
Well, then that's his business. If that's what he
Well,
needs
that's
to
what I
do.
hired him to do.
Oh, well, hopefully you're paying him.
Oh yeah, I'm paying him very well because I want you to be very haunted this week, Nick.
Oh, all right, good. Well, thank you. I appreciate you thinking of me.
Yeah, so at least you know in advance that the hauntings are coming, right, Nick?
Good. Yeah. I appreciate the
so that you can prepare for the hauntings from Bob.
Yes, precisely. Uh-huh.
And I'm going to have them like remind you especially that you've never watched Fuller House.
I mean, I've caught a little bit of a couple episodes, but not much.
And were you stealing somebody else's Netflix?
No, I was just over someplace that someone had it on and watched a little bit.
So now, then, Nick, what I will say is, did you ever see that episode of Law and Order LA where Bob was a guest star?
No, I've never seen it, but I do have some recollection of the episode.
Well, that's another thing that you need to get on, Nick.
Oh, okay. Well, you can make a list for me.
Yep. Did you ever watch Bob in the original US version of 1 versus 100?
No.
I really like game shows, and so that was one of the early or to mid 2000 game shows I liked.
Okay.
Did you ever watch Bob on America's Funniest Home Videos?
Yes.
So what do you think about that?
I miss him from that. I think that was, I mean, he was kind of the original host of that, and it was a good role for him. I enjoyed it.
Did you remember Bob's work in the Farce of the Penguins?
No.
See, you better get watching that too, Nick.
Oh, well, add it to the list. Make me a list.
Well, Bob has a killer list of things that you have not yet watched.
Okay, well, you can.
And I've hired him to haunt you every night until you watch all of them.
Well, until you deliver it to me
so
personally.
I think you have your work cut out for you.
That's fine. Well, hopefully he's getting paid well.
Well, he certainly is.
Okay.
I have lots of money to pay him with.
All right. Well, hopefully it includes benefits.
No benefits, Bob.
Wow.
Sorry.
No, now you're getting cheap
not
on us.
until you have a couple of years on the job.
Wow, now you're getting cheap on us.
No, all I'm saying is that, you know what? You have to prove yourself as a haunter, Bob.
Well, what if
What
he
a
gets
time to be alive.
What if he gets sick and dies? He doesn't have any medical coverage.
Well, Nick, that's okay because I'll hire him again. Bob, you have a permanent job with me in every afterlife of yours from now until forever.
Good.
In a permanent place in my heart.
Good. Glad to hear it.
What a time to be alive.
Yep. What a show. All right, let's wrap it up.
All right, Nick, what's your final joke of the week?
John, do you know why, do you know why the shellfish left the dance party early?
Well, you know what, Nick, I don't really socialize with shellfish at all. So I really don't know if I can tell you that. I mean, like, I guess I could call the Shell station and, I think there's a Shell gas station down the road and ask them, do you have any shellfish I can talk to and ask them why they left early? But other than that, Nick, no, I don't talk to shellfish. And so I'm sorry, I can't tell you.
Oh, all right. Well, no problem. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So, Nick, is that the joke?
Oh, well, not the entire part of it. I mean, the shellfish left the dance party early because it pulled a muscle.
Well, I'm not sure why you're telling muscle jokes on an oyster day, Nick. I think you have the jokes and the days wrong.
I probably do, but what can I say?
I would have thought you would have picked an oyster joke for today.
Maybe next year.
Yep.
Yep.
But that's okay, Nick, because guess what?
Show's over.
Well, yes, but it's also National Pizza Week, Nick.
Good.
So happy National Pizza Week to you and all of the audience. And Bob, you might not get life insurance on your new job, but I'm offering you pizza for life.
I don't think he really needs life insurance because he's already dead.
You didn't see that show either, did you, Nick?
Maybe next time.
Yep. Unbelievable. What a time to be alive, everyone.
Yep.
Happy National Pizza Week. Look at them all enjoying their pizza.
Yep.
Pizza is great.
Thank you for watching Funny is Part of Your Name. Don't forget to visit our new website at www.funnypodcastdetroit.com. We'll see you back here next Monday at 10 p.m. for an all-new episode.
Next week, everyone.